Hi there everybody, and welcome to the Made for Women workouts community here on YouTube. We are excited about putting out new videos for you, and today we're talking everything deadlifts, okay? So I know deadlifts have a certain fear around it, nothing related to prolapse by the way, but a certain amount of fear of, can I hurt my back and all those things. Well, I happen to love deadlifts because of what they do for you, and I love them even more for you because you have pelvic organ prolapse. So my name is Elizabeth, and I'm one of the founders of Made for Women workouts, and our passion is to give you solutions that are safe for you and fun and effective so you actually can get fit and strong and not worry about it. The reason we love deadlifts for women with prolapse is because of the position of your pelvis. So deadlifting essentially means you're hinging at the hips, right? Hinging at the hips. So your pelvis tips forward, which then naturally supports your pelvic organs. So this is an exercise, I'm going to show you several today, that I would consider to be quite safe for prolapse. Of course, we have to remember everybody's different, and if anything doesn't feel right, you can send us questions, but then maybe this isn't for you yet, okay? But let's really focus on form, because if anything's important with deadlifts, it is form. You don't want to hurt your back. The people who hurt their back, they just aren't doing it correctly, all right? So let's take a look at that. There are different kinds of deadlifts: straight leg, bent leg, Romanian, whatever, lots of different ones. We're going to look at three different ones today: the straight leg, the bent leg, and a single leg. All right. So the bent leg is kind of your basic deadlift, meaning you're going to bend a little bit. So then you're probably thinking, well, what's the difference between a regular deadlift and a squat? And let me just very quickly go through the benefits from an anatomical perspective when it comes to deadlifts. Deadlifts strengthen the back of your body. So they really hit the glutes because of the hinge. You need your glutes to come back up. Because our jobs are so focused on sitting and we sit so much during the day, our glutes get kind of dead and weak. We need them to be strong, which helps support our pelvis and can help with things like pelvic organ prolapse as it is in itself, okay? We need to strengthen our glutes. So we're focusing more on hinging. We're not coming as low as we do in the squat. And as you know, coming low in the squat is not optimal for women with pelvic organ prolapse, which is why this is a great alternative to strengthen your legs and really target those muscles. Okay, so I've convinced you, right? You're ready to do some deadlifts. The first one I want to show you, like I said, is the basic or traditional deadlift, which is bending a little bit at the knees and hinging at the hips. I'm going to start from the side just because really the side view gives you the most when it comes to form. I want you to think about first, so your stance, by the way, is fairly wide, okay? Kind of where you'd like to be in the squat. If you're comfortable, you can certainly bring your legs closer if that feels more comfortable for you. So as wide as you are comfortable. From an effectiveness perspective, it doesn't matter, okay? So you put your stance, feet under hips, kind of not as wide as you would in like a shoulder width, but feet under hips, okay? I'm going to push my hips back. That's where then that initiates the movement to create that hip hinge, all right? Down I come. I'm going to bend a little bit as well, but I'm coming down in the body, okay? Bend as far as you're comfortable. My pelvis is tipped forward, so you're going to feel that you have support. And then you push back up and stand back up, okay? Pushing the hips back, down you come, and then back up. Okay? Whereas I'm just going to show you what a squat looks like so you can see the difference. I'm going to stay much more upright in my body and come down. That would be a squat. This is the deadlift, okay? Pushing back, letting the body drop forward as far as that it might be parallel to the floor. Don't go any farther than that. See, I'm not that bent in the knees, okay? And come back up. I'm going to show you with weight as well. If you wanted to add weight. Now first, you're always going to do it without the weight. Make sure your symptoms are not there. And then you can add the weight. Now I also want to talk about breathing, because especially if you're adding load, it is very important to manage the pressure that builds simply from doing an exercise. I'm not talking about bad pressure here, but when we're exercising and working, there's pressure, okay? So I have two dumbbells, all right? They're just going to hang down my side. I'm going to inhale as I come down. My arms don't move, they just hang, okay? Pushing my hips back, I'm inhaling as I come down until I reach parallel to the floor, and then I'm going to exhale and engage my pelvic floor as I come up. Inhale as I push back on the way down. One more time. Okay, so that is a basic straight leg, or bent leg, sorry, deadlift. I now want to show you the Romanian version, which is straight legs, all right? So now, honestly, the only bend in your knees is that you're not locking them out, so they're just soft, all right? And the benefit of doing this exercise is it really hits your quads and your glutes and your hamstrings, whereas the bent leg one is still going to kind of really come at your quads as well. So I'm going to lean forward. Again, my hands are just hanging, okay? I'm going to tip at the pelvis, and my knees are going to stay this straight. I can come as far down as parallel to the floor, not any farther, and then push back up, okay? You're going to inhale on the way down, and as you come up, engage your pelvic floor and push through the heels to come back up. And you should really feel that work all the way through here. Feels good. Now let me show you with the weights. It's the same concept. Arms just hang, okay? They're not going anywhere. You're not moving them forward or doing anything like that. Inhale on the way down, let them just hang. Exhale, engage pelvic floor as you come up. Inhale. All right, so that is the Romanian deadlift with weight. Okay, now we can make this even more challenging by doing it on one leg. So now we're adding instability, which brings our core more into it as well because we have to stabilize. So a couple of things I want you to remember when you're doing that. So you're gonna stand on one leg, just pick a leg. I'm gonna put the other one behind me just for balance, kind of so I'm ready to go. I'm not gonna be like a teeter-totter, okay? I don't have a ton of room here, so I'm at an angle. But I'm gonna be like a teeter-totter. My heel to the top of my head is a straight line. I'm not gonna bend at the hips. I'm gonna push myself down with the heel coming up and then come back up, all right? Now I want your hips to stay straight. They're not gonna open like this when you come down. My hips are pointing towards the floor. I'm inhaling on the way down, and I'm exhaling and pushing through that standing leg to come back up, okay? So inhale on the way down. Exhale, engage your pelvic floor on the way up. Now, if you wanted to add weight to this, you could put weight in both hands or in one hand. And when you're doing it in one hand, you could put it in the opposite of the standing, which is more stable, or on the same side of standing, which is less stable, more core. So those are progressions, okay? Start with no weight, add the weight in the opposite hand, and then maybe move it to the same side just for added instability, so to speak. Okay, inhale. Exhale, and engage your pelvic floor, right? Inhale on the way down, and exhale, engaging your pelvic floor. So those are a few variations of deadlifts that are really excellent for working your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads. In fact, your entire lower body. Get your core involved so that you can get the legs you want, the strength you need to get through your day, to do things that you like to do while you can feel safe, okay? Now, of course, as with anything, make sure you're using symptoms as your guide. How does it feel? Start easy and then work your way up as you feel able. If you feel symptomatic when you add weight, go back to not using weight until you're a little bit stronger, and then you can get back to it. Breathing is important. If you forget to breathe in or out or when you're supposed to breathe, the most important is that you're breathing. But the cues are there for you, so just watch this video if you get confused or forget, and you'll have the answers. Have fun with it. We'd love to hear what you think about this and if you brought it into your workout. If you like this video, please hit like, okay, below here, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another video. Have fun.